going on, everyone? So the Lakers play the Dallas Mavericks today, and this is a very important, very crucial game for the Lakers, right? The Lakers currently are sitting in a play-in spot, but hanging on, right? You got a lot of teams that are right on their tail, and the Thunder, the Jazz, and the Pelicans. The Thunder lost yesterday, so that was a great help. If we win today, we would actually have the same record at 35-36 as the Dallas Mavericks. If we beat them and we jump them in the standings, this gives us an opportunity to get into that 8th spot and work our way in to that 7th, 8th, hopefully, maybe the 6th seed. If the Warriors continue to lose, we do have the Timberwolves later on. If we end up finishing with the same record as the Warriors, we have the tiebreaker against them. So again, huge, very important, very significant game today. And we got to start off better than last time, right? Last time we played the Dallas Mavericks, yes, we got the win. 111 to 108, but we were in a hole. We're down, 30 points, and we're able to come back and win that game. Only this time, we do not have LeBron James. Now, we are at home, and based on reports, Luka Doncic is supposed to be out for this game, and Kyrie Irving is still questionable, at least at the time of this video. Maybe Kyrie does play, although Kyrie did have a statement a couple days ago that he just expressed like, hey, I want to be 100% ready and be in the best health and shape so that way I can help lead this team in the playoffs. But Dallas has to get into the playoffs in order for that to happen, and they are a sinking ship right now and a game that we have to win, right? This is huge for both teams. Neither team is going to lay down. But according to Mark Stein, the Mavericks say Luka Doncic is out, and Kyrie Irving foot is questionable for Friday's game in Los Angeles against the Lakers. So again, we will see what happens with Kyrie Irving. But whether Kyrie plays or not, Dallas is going to give their best effort. Dallas is going to give 110% because, again, they are fighting for playoff seeding just as we are. This is a very crucial and important game for not just us, but the Dallas Mavericks as well. So we have to show up. Anthony Davis is supposed to be back for this game. That'll be huge. That will really help. We are getting to start our little 5-game homestand here against the Mavericks, the Magic, the Suns, the Thunder, the Bulls, right? And all of these games, in my opinion, are very winnable, right? The Mavericks, even with Kyrie, are going to be tough, but I do think that is a very winnable game without Luka. The Magic should be a winnable game. The Suns without Kevin Durant, I think, is a winnable game. The Thunder is another game that we absolutely have to win again because they are right on our tail, and they seem to be, fighting for playoff seeding more than they seem to be tanking. I do think, the Thunder are one of those teams like, hey, if we get in, we get in. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. You can even make an argument that the front office probably prefers that they don't get in. But, at this rate, I think the Thunder at least make the play-in. So it's just, will they be the 7th, 8th, or will they be the 9th, 10th? Kind of what we're looking at. But Dallas is a team that is going to give us their all, and we need to start this homestand off right. Start with this Maverick win, and then, take it a game at a time, of course. But from there, you got to go get that Magic win, go get that Suns win. You'd have, 3 days in between the Magic game and the Suns game, so that would be some help. And then LeBron should hopefully be back because they say he's ahead of schedule. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe he comes back for that Thunder game. If not, then I do think he comes back for one of the Bulls games, which would be amazing. But in the meantime, we got to keep winning. We got to keep getting ahead. We blew an opportunity against the Houston Rockets, but it is what it is. Brush it off, take the L, move on, right? You didn't have Anthony Davis, so you still feel confident. And go into this Mavericks game and give them an L, and all of a sudden we're both 35-36, and it's just, we just have to weather the storm and kind of just, win a game more than they do, right? And now we have a full game on them. Also, the Lakers, we're only 2 games out of the 6th seed, so this would be huge. This would give us, a game ahead, and then same thing with the Timberwolves. We're tie our game behind the Timberwolves, so this would put us there, and then hopefully they kind of lose, but we can't expect teams to just throw games or lose games for us. We have to do our part, right? Some of these teams play today, like the Warriors have to face the Hawks, and they're on the road. Yeah, we know how the Warriors have been on the road this year. That could be a huge game. Maybe the Rockets can continue to stay hot. And I mean, they beat the Celtics, they beat the Lakers, and now they're playing the Pelicans, and they're at home. So maybe that could be a huge win. The Bulls, they play the Timberwolves. So if the Timberwolves end up losing, all of a sudden, us, the Timberwolves, and the Mavericks, we're all 35 and 36. So this would be huge. But again, we cannot rely on that. We have to do our part. Anthony Davis has to play well. We have to have AD really step up, really play big, and really deliver. He's going to have to dominate this matchup, which he should, right? This is a matchup that he should absolutely dominate. You know, this might be a game that he's going to probably have to give us 30 and 15. Now, he leads the league in that stat, so that's good. But hopefully, I mean, ideally, you don't want that to happen. Ideally, everyone shows up. D'Lo balls out. Beasley knocks down 5 or 6 threes. Austin Reeves chips in with like 15 to 20 points. Dennis Schroeder's killing their guards because Dallas does not have a very good defense. We should be able to score on this team. They like to shoot a lot of threes, so we're going to have to, really guard the perimeter. We are one of the better perimeter defending teams. We're number 1 in defense. We need our defense to step up. We need Anthony Davis to control the paint. Jared Vanderbilt, if he doesn't have to guard Luka, that is huge because now we can put him on, basically anybody else, whoever's hot, even down the stretch. If Kyrie plays, put Jared Vanderbilt on Kyrie and make Kyrie really have to work, right? It gives us that flexibility, which would be nice. Where if Luka was playing, Jared Vanderbilt, he's going to guard Luka the entire game. And now we have to have other guys step up defensively. But if we get no Luka, well, now Jared, it's just like, okay, well, if Kyrie's playing, cool. You don't have to start him on Kyrie. But if Kyrie starts killing us, put Jared Vanderbilt on Kyrie. Or at least in the fourth quarter if the game is tight. You have that. If he isn't playing, well, then who's the guy that stepped up today? Who's the guy that's really balling out today? That guy is the guy that you need to lock up and do our part, do our best. Also, you have Marcus Morris. Or Markieff Morris. Marcus Morris is on the Clippers. Markieff Morris, he's questionable today, and so is Tim Hardaway Jr. So they might not have, their top 3 guys in Hardaway, Luka, and Kyrie, and might not have one of their sizable forwards in Morris, which, again, that would greatly help. But whoever's playing, at the end of the day, even if Luka was playing today, you got to get the job done. This is a absolute must win. And look, guys stepped up in the Pelicans game, right? That was another game like this Dallas game that was very crucial, very important, very significant. And guys played their part, right? You saw guys have monster games. We were up 40 at halftime or 35 at halftime, pushed it to 40. And then it was just kind of coasting the rest of the way. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to do that to Dallas, but I think we're capable of maybe not 40, but can we go up 20 and just maintain and kind of weather the storm so that way we don't have to really push AD or really push guys? And now that'd be ideal. I mean, in a perfect world, again, we have a game like, we've seen several already where AD only gives us like 15 points and 10 rebounds. We had that game where he had 8 points, but he only took 7 shots because he didn't have to. He didn't have to dominate on the offensive end. He was able to just focus on the defensive end and gain rebounds and just kind of coast, right? Ideally, that would be perfect, right? Have AD go out, everyone steps up, everyone plays big, everyone plays defense, right? And then Anthony Davis, he's just kind of coasting. Control the paint, make sure guys don't get to the rim too easily, and give us 15 and 12 or whatever. Right? Don't have to really kill yourself. Like, that is ideal. That we want as many games like that as possible. But again, Dallas is a team they're going to want to step up. They're going to be, we embarrassed them last time, right? To be up 30 points and then end up losing that game and on your home court, that's embarrassing, right? So Dallas has a lot to play for. Not only are they playing with their pride, they're playing, for revenge, they're playing for seeding, they're playing to prove like, hey, we are that team, right? And so we need D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell needs to feast. Their guards are not going to be able to guard D'Lo. Beasley. Their guards are not going to be able to guard Beasley and Dennis Schroeder. Our guards should be able to feast this game. Seriously, we should be able to feast this game. And we got to play that part. We got to play that role. Same thing with Austin Reeves, whoever's playing. Rui should be able to dominate some of those matchups, control Christian Wood, because Christian Wood, he stepped up big for Dallas, and he's had some good games, and even against us, he's had some good games this year, right? So need to contain him. If you have to put Jared Vanderbilt on him, put Jared Vanderbilt on him. Whatever you got to do, that's what you have to do. Get guys on him, and keep guys, honest. But again, big step-ups. Winning Gabriel, this is a game that he should be effective in because they're not like a very big team. They don't have a ton of rim protection. So we should be able to get a ton of points in the paint. We should be able to outwork them, out-rebound them, hustle with them. And our guards should be able to be the point of attack, right? And on top of that, you got Anthony Davis, that if we need him to have a monster game, have a monster game. But we need to see more from D'Lo. Beasley, he's got to get more consistent, right? I mean, he had a great game in the Pelicans game and then just was once again flat in the Rockets game. But we need him to a little more consistency, right? I'm not saying he has to make 8 to 10 threes, but give us 4 or 5 on, 7 attempts, 8 attempts, something like that, right? He's a streaky shooter. That's usually how it goes, but his ability to stretch the floor really helps. D'Lo's got to start hitting shots. He's got to do a better job of creating, right? He was struggling in that Rockets game. He didn't have a great game. Stat-wise, if you look at his stats, it looked like he was pretty good, but he was like, 5 of 15, something like that. We can't have that. He's got to be shooting at a better efficiency, at a better clip, at a better rate. Need him to get a little more playmaking, other guys involved. I don't mind him being aggressive. I don't mind him, kind of taking over the offense at times. That's great, but he's got to actually hit his shots. You can't try to take over the offense and go, 30% from the field. That's just not going to get it done. But again, huge game. If we lose, it's not over. It just makes things so difficult, right? I really believe we'll be a play-in team. I don't have a doubt in my mind that we'll be a play-in team, unless something crazy happens, knock on wood. But realistically, I think we'll be a play-in team. But there is a big difference between being the 7th and 8th seed in the play-in and being the 9th and 10th seed in the play-in. Huge difference, right? That is the difference between you making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. Because if you're a 7-8 seed, then you have 2 chances to win 1 game, right? But if you're the 9th and 10th seed, you have to win 2 straight games. And then after that, you get 0 rest and immediately have to go into a 7-game playoff matchup. You don't want that, right? Worst case scenario, we finish the 7th, 8th seed and, we end up winning that first game. And then we get, 2 days rest, and then we got the playoff matchup against the Kings or the Grizzlies or whomever, right? That's what we want. That will be ideal. So have to get this win. It is extremely important. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Think we get a win? Think we don't? Or does Luka not playing, does that make you a little more excited? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below.